So first of all, we'd like to welcome Carl Perry, who's head of trading for BresBet, and Andrew Mascarenhas, who's the director of racing here at Owlerton Stadium. I'm Rob Crawford. You'll be hearing me call all three rounds here at the stadium for the BresBet Steel City Cup for 2025. First of all, Carl, thanks ever so much for sponsoring this competition. I know that BresBet and greyhound racing, they go hand in hand very much so. You're sponsors of the Dream Crack earlier in the year and of the Steel City Cup in the autumn of the year. But thanks very much for that kind sponsorship.
Yeah, no, but it's I think it's our fourth year on the bounce now for the Steel City Cup, and yeah, we always look forward to October.
Excellent, excellent, and of course, it was a thrilling. It was a thrilling Steel City Cup renewal last year, where Wiki Ned got up just on the line to win the first prize, and of course that £10,000 bonus, which I think you've just finished paying off, haven't you?
I think the last payment's this month, so we should be good to go. Hopefully, hopefully Jimmy's not hits us again when we're paying again.
Exactly, because while we're talking about that, there are three greyhounds that are eligible for the bonus. We've got Elusive No More for Jimmy Fennick, who won the BresBet Gym Crack earlier in the year. Is eligible for a £10,000 bonus if he was to win again. But also Drippy's Trade and Romeo Ability, both eligible for a £2,000 bonus as finalists of the Gym Crack if they was to go on and win the Steel City Cup.
Yeah, that's what we introduced this year, the finalist bonus. And as it turned out, we ended up with a great final. Patrick had four in it, and we were two other good finalists. So this is the type of thing that we were looking at, that these dogs are matured and come on, and I think they won three Cat ones between the finalist, Alliance and Ability. So that's why we put this bonus in place, so they're now eligible for a £2,000 bonus. And yeah, it's the youngsters in the beginning of the year that you want to see progress, and I think this year's Gym Crack has been a great example of that, and there's been some proper dogs come out of it.
Yeah, exactly, Andrew. I must admit, I was surprised as anybody else on Wednesday when we were actually oversubscribed, because it's a really busy weekend for greyhound racing. We got the Oaks starting on Friday night at Dunstall Park. We've also got the Coronation Cup down at Romford. Saturday sees the beginning of the Kent Derby, and of course the Steel City Cup on Sunday. So there's a lot going on in the Cat 1 world at the moment within greyhound racing.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot going on, as you mentioned. When the calendar come out, I was a little bit worried. I think Car was as well, but I contacted around 20-25 trainers over the past 3 weeks. And luckily it was actually oversubscribed just by the one, but it made sure we've got a full quota for the Steel City, which I think is what it deserves.
Yeah, it definitely looks to be a fantastic renewal of the BresBet Steel City Cup. We'll go through and look at the six heats. First of our heats, which is due off at 4:24, race number 7 on our card. The first of our heats sees Droopy's Trading 1 for Patrick Janssens. That is one of those that is eligible for the £2,000 bonus. No better feeling for us, the driver. Emmy Bellboy for Lisa Stevenson. Lisa will kill me if I get the name wrong. Droopy's Extra Gold for Heather Dimmock, obviously finalist in the 3 steps. Romeo on Point for the local trainer Kelly Hodgson, and Carrick Cantona in the Stripes of 6 at 4. John Spalander, another local-based trainer. Difficult to look past Droopy's Trade here. Obviously, has been running well elsewhere, getting to different. Getting far in different competitions. Did run that trial down at Central Park. Obviously didn't quite go to plan, so Patrick's rerouted Droopy's Trade up here to Sheffield.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think he's been a bit stop-start since the Gym Crack final. He looked like a dog. I mean, he went off odds on for the Gym Crack final, 10-11. Looked like the winner all the way through for me. Didn't go right for him on the day, but yeah, he's been a bit stop-start for Patrick, but he's still got some flying trials there. I don't think there was a lot wrong with his trial at Central Park, 28.94, beating a proper dog in not so steady. Sorry. So obviously Patrick has got a big team and decided, but he probably could sacrifice a few for Sheffield and a few for Central Park. So he's got 3 nice dogs entered, and yeah, I think he'll take a lot of the beating in the first round, and I do think he's a live contender for the bonus as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought No Better Feeling has been running pretty well. Been getting to finals at Monmore and down at Hove, and been getting quite deep into competitions for Esther Driver. I know Esther's been bringing runners here over the last couple of weeks. No Better Feeling hasn't managed to make it because it's been tied up at competitions back in its home track at Nottingham, but does come here with a really good chance and a really good flying form.
Yeah, I think you only should look at them stats. What says it there? Of runs, 45 runs, 14 weeks, 12 seconds. That's got competition dog writ all over it. And he knows how to qualify. I think that, a lack of a look round recently probably is the only doubt, but he's got experience and he's got a bit of class. He should hopefully, he should make the first three. And I think the same can apply for the four dog. I mean, he does like Sheffield. He's some of his best forms been at Sheffield. And yeah, I think
Exactly.
they're my three qualifiers, one, two, four from that heat.
Yeah, because obviously we know Droopy's extra good stays, having reached the final of the three steps back in the summertime.
Yeah, that's it. And I think he was a Jim Crack finalist last year. So yeah, he's not short of any experience on Sheffield.
Exactly. Andrew, how did you see the first of our heats going?
Probably, as you just said, Droopy's trade. It was very unlucky in the final at the gym crack. Well, it is a very strong race. No better feeling. Droopy's extra good. Have been in Cat One finals here before at Sheffield, but Patrick has got a strong team. Just grateful that he's entered here because he did trial a few at Central Park when I was looking, so I was a little bit worried to start off with. But yeah, Droopy's trade will be very short in that race, I would have thought. But no better feeling is also a class dog. But Droopy's trade for Patrick should make all, I would have thought, in that race.
Excellent. Okay, we'll take a look through at the second of our heats, which is due off at 4:48. Sorry, 4:42. I do apologise. Droopy stat for Heather Dimmock is in 1/2 minute for Pat Godfrey, another Cat One finalist. In the blue of two, Romeo Still, the East Anglian Derby winner for Patrick Jansen's Too Much Chat for Kevin Boone. Kevin did say to me he did name this after me, which I can't believe at all. Katunda Kieran for Steve Naylor and Timmy's Hunter for Pat Curtin in the Stripes of Six. And Timmy's Hunter obviously was a winner here 2 weeks ago, yeah, over 500 meters, so he doesn't know where the winning line is. But Romeo Still, it shines it's the class shines through there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean he's like I say he's a Yarmouth Derby winner and he's got serious early pace. He's won well at Sheffield before. I think he'd done a 28-60 odd round the Gimcrack time when one of the supporting opens. He's a worthy favourite outright. He has to be on back of his runs, and he's same again. He's another dog that trial at Central Park, and it's nice to see that Patrick has come and supported the competition. He could have easily, kept his team as probably 6 or 7 down there. So, no, I hope he goes a long way for him because, yeah, like I say, he's supported this and the Gimcrack well. I think the one's a big runner as well. Barring a look round, I think he's got some solid form round Hove, and obviously a win last week at Dunstall Park. Obviously, the times we're not sure about just yet, but it was impressive enough last week. And I think the one's run a big race as well.
Yeah, exactly. Andrew, how did you see the second heat going?
Romeo still is in excellent form. That win at Yarmouth. Utek Holloway has won here before as well for Patrick. So rightly the anti-post favourite as well for the competition. So yeah, Romeo still, but like Cal says, it's won at Dunstall Park without a look. So you would expect it to be able to run Sheffield as well without a look as well. It's in very good form for Heather Dimmock. Timmy's Hunter has been running well for Patrick Curtin as well. So I'd expect that one to squeeze through as well and make the semi-finals.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, no, so it should be good. Right, I was commentating at Yarmouth for the East Anglian Derby for Sky, and I did interview Patrick after the final when Romeo still run really well. But and I did say would still be going for the Steel City Cup, and he was like, yeah, he runs Sheffield well. We'll be looking to bring him up, but the semi-final run where he won, he broke the track record. Absolutely phenomenal run. I remember saying to Tony Ennis live on Sky, I said to him, that was one of those wow moments, and it was a really incredible run. And 50th start is your 50th start will be on Sunday. 25 wins so far from those 49 starts. Absolutely phenomenal strike rate. 1 in 2. You can't say better than that. And I think Romeo Steele's going to go very deep into the competition. But the only slight negative was the lack of a recent look round. But does have winning form around here, so I think that should all be okay. Okay, so the third of our heats that's due off at 1 minute past 5. We've got Quill Quids for Leicester Driver in 1, Who Dares Wins for Craig Morris in 2, Dear Jet Rocket for Tom Helbron in 3, Ballymac Odin for Chris Faraday in 4, Keithville Goose for Phil Milner in 5, and Romeo Missile in the stripes of 6 for Kelly Hodson. Pretty fairly open looking heat. How did you see this one going, Carl?
Yeah, I thought that exactly. I thought it was one of the wider open eats and quite a tough to gauge an angle on. But I just come down on the side, and I think Keith Goose could be a well-drawn dog. He's got some rails form there on his card, but I don't think he's a genuine middle runner. And I just think you've got possibly the four railers inside. He could be the best well-placed dog there, and hopefully at his early pace will see him get loose. I do like the two dog. He's got some solid Yarmouth form, and he's been mixing it with the best down there in the Yarmouth Derby, but he's not had a look round, and I think he's probably a little bit vulnerable over 500. But yeah, he's a very pacey dog. So if he was to get loose, he might be one to give Keith Goose a run. But no, for me, I'd just favour Goose being best drawn dog in that race.
Yeah, I must admit, I thought Ballymac Odin has been running here the last couple of Sundays. Last week over 480, previous Sunday over 500. Found trouble on both starts, but if he can get out, I think can run a good race for Chris Faraday and Dave Titterton. Andrew, how did you see that one?
Probably Keith or Gilt as well, but I'm just a bit concerned how far out it's drawn. It's got a few rails to mid comments. I know last time he did break middle at Doncaster. There's not many middle C's in the competition, hence why it's drawn that far out. But it should get loose. Like you said, Ballymacoden has been running very well undefeated at Sheffield as well. So I was imagine Goose and Odin, and then I'm not too sure on third place. Roma Missile did make the British Bred Derby final last year, so it's capable of a decent run. It's 82 times out sparkling, but it's a local track dog, so it'll have a nice run on the outside and might pick up a minor place.
Yeah, because obviously first through from the heats, then 3 semi-finals and 2 through to the final. It's one of those. There's always a hard luck story, but they normally come in the semi-final rounds. But heat number 4, that is due off at 5:19. Ballymac Aki for Dean Blackbirds in 1. Optic Pharaoh is in 2 for Tom Helbron. Carrick Fergie for the Hamilton team is in 3, Romeo Ability for Patrick Janssens in 4, Our Big Bill for Kirsty Grayson in 5, and Jack Tavern Chief for Glenn Foot in the stripes of 6. Cole, how did you see this one going?
I had this a bit of a match race between 3 and 4. I think Romeo Ability is the other dog that's eligible for the bonus. He got to the final. To be fair, since the Gimcrack finally took off, he went to Nottingham, won a few races, and I think he was long odds on to win the Produce Stakes at Swindon, having brought the track record. And I think in the heat, that went Nottingham. But yeah, I mean he's definitely matured and become a better dog. So I think he's a danger to all. I'd just favour Carrick Fergie just because I think he's had a break and he does love Sheffield. He's got some of the best sectionals early in the year around Sheffield. A great line of form there just showing on the 29th of June, where there was odds on to beat a certain Chelms Bear. So that form line there would be good enough to win this seat probably. So, but yeah, I think I'd just favour Carrick Fergie because I do think the dog goes well fresh as well in the past, looking at how he's run Sheffield after trials. As long as it's been, it looks like he's had a rest in between from Monmore, but I think if he's fresh and fit and well to go, he'll take the beating, and I think Ability will be the one chasing him home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I've definitely drawn well, and he was an impressive winner of the 480 heat in the 3 steps competition. Obviously, did make the final. Andrew, how did you see this one?
Right, did run very well in the 3 steps. Very good line against Chelms Bear. I mean, I'd be opposite of Carl. I'd be a bit concerned about his lack of running recently. So I'd probably tend to side with Romeo Ability, and then I would probably have Jack Tab in Chief. It's been mixing in good company recently. It's not had a lot, but being a sole wide runner of that heat, it should get a nice run. Bit of early toe as well. And then that our Big Bill seems to have quite a nice couple of lines of form. At Toaster as well, so it'll be running on strong. So I think that might pick up a minor place there for me. I'll go 4, 6, and 5.
Okie dokie, brilliant. Okay, so the fifth of the heats, that is due at 5:37. Carmack Cash is in one. That was a winner last time out, over 500 metres around here at Sheffield. Romeo Force for local trainer Kelly Hodson. Elusive No More, and I won't say it too loud, but he's eligible for the £10,000 bonus. That's Jimmy Fenix runner and the current Jim Crap champion. Bouncing Monarch for Dave Fradgley in the black jacket of 4. Toddy's Tank for Tom Helbron in 5. And Clona Bingo for Kirsty Grace in the stripes of 6. Elusive No More. I commentated his win on Friday night, and I commentated his win earlier in the month up at Newcastle. Both very impressive performances. I would say he's definitely coming into form at the moment. Cole, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I think Jimmy's done it well again. He's got this dog back. Like I said, the run last week and the run at Newcastle were very impressive. He's obviously had this in mind for a long time since the gym crack, and he did exactly the same last year. Working Eddie brought him back, just ready to do his best for the competition. I tried to find a way to get him beat in this heat, but I'm unfortunate I couldn't. So I do think he's the one they'll have to beat in the heat. And long term, I mean, how deep he'll go and how far he'll go, we don't know. But he's definitely got every chance of making another final. It's I think he's drawn. I think he's got a slight hazard in the 4 dog, because I think he wants the rails, but. Elusive No More has got some early pace and could just lead round, but I'd go 3-4-1 in this heat.
Okay, Andrew.
Yeah, Lucid No More. Jimmy actually run up from Benidorm to enter it, so I think he's already spent your bonus money already, Carl, to be
I
honest.
think that was still on last year's runnings. I think that was
Yeah.
paid for that. He's looking at next year.
He's hit form at the right time, hasn't he? Good runs at Newcastle, good run here last time out with us, so it's hitting the form at the right time. So Lucid No More. Karmic Cash run very, very well when it won on Friday night. Absolutely walked out the traps, showed a good turn of pace. So that did run very well for Esther Driver. I know the Fradgley team, they think a lot of Bouncing Monarch, run well at Nottingham in the puppy comp, I think it was. It was a bit disappointing that the trial was hand timed, but he thinks it broke very well on the trial as well. So I will go 3, 1, and 4 for that race.
Okay, so that's good, and then we'll go through to the final of the heats. That is our lucky last on Sunday afternoon, due up at 5:57. I'll be pretty much out of breath by that rate by that race. In track 1, we've got Untold Euro for Dean Blackbird. In 2, we've got Chelm's Bear, the recent Birmingham Cup winner for Craig Morris. Arthur Job for Pat Godfrey in the white jacket of 3. Marfield Oscar for Lisa Stevenson in 4. Keyfield Rocky, the British bred Derby champion from back in December for Phil Milner, and Romeo Cobra for Kelly Hodson in the stripes of 6. Obviously, Chelm's Bear shines through. Arthur Job, Keyfield Rocky, I'm sure you can make a good case. Romeo Cobra starting to run well, and that was one of the few wide seats. But Carl, what did you see this one doing?
Yeah, I think Chelm's Bear's just become a lot more consistent dog over the last 3 or 4 months. Reaching the 3 sets final, then winning the final at Nottingham. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's always been a bit of a favourite of mine. I think his style of running, he's always got the potential to put in a flashy run, and then then he could easily, in the past he's found trouble and got knocked out of competitions. But for me, I think he's more of a, whether it's maturing, he's more of a finished article now, and he's such a consistent dog. He's another one, his first and second is 36 out of 54. He's a competition dog. I see he'd be the one to beat, and I'd think the Keyfield Rocky dog will be better for his run last week. over the 480. That'll, his first time back at Sheffield. I think we'll see a better run from him, and I think it'll be 2 over 5 and possibly half a job running into third. Another dog that contested the Gimcrack earlier this year and touched Sheffield well.
Yeah, exactly. I know Chelm's Bear is a dog that Craig Morris thinks a hell of a lot of. I was talking to Craig the other week when I was at Yarmouth, and he was, really pleased with the progress he's made with him. And it's one of those things. Sometimes a change of scenery on it with a greyhound can make all of the difference. Andrew, what did you see this one?
Chelm's Bear when it run in the 3 steps, its 500 win was phenomenal. I think everybody in the judges box out there said it was the best win of the day. The way it performed, it just took off down the back straight. I'd expect it to win this race quite comfortably. Keith Rocky did win the British Bred Derby last year, so it's got good form around Sheffield. I don't think it'll be finishing in front of Chelm's Bear, to be honest, though. Arthur Job has made a semi-final, Gimcrack, I think it was, and 3 steps final. So he liked it around Sheffield. He always travels up Pat Godfrey, so I really appreciate that. It's quite a long trip for him as well. So I'd like Pat to go through to semi-finals. But yeah, 2, 5, and 3 in agreement with Cal.
No, fantastic. No, I think that Chelm's Bay's going to take all of the beats in there, but Keith Rocket will come off of that run from Sunday. I think was really unlucky to find the trouble that he did. So we're just going to we'll bring up the outright betting for the competition. Then I'll put the thumb screws in, and we'll pick out your selections for your selections for the competition. So obviously Romeo Still is currently 3-1 favourite for the competition. Chelm's Bears at 7-2. Romeo Abilities at some 5s. A few to pick out. Slightly bigger prizes. Elusive No More that our Gimcrack winner is at 20-1. And then there's a few others further down. Ballymac Odin 50-1. So Cole, obviously what you priced the outrights up, quarter the odds first 4 of the places. With your trading head on, who do you want to be laying and who do you want to be playing?
Well, we're trading it on. I made a bit of I was very keen to get it up early yesterday, and I probably went a little bit big on Chelm's Bear. I think the opening show we laid 6-1, and soon got filled in, which was I put that down to a trading error. But no, I mean in hindsight, it probably were a little bit too big, especially with the each way angle, because it looks like a dog that will always qualify. Romeo Steel were the favourite, I think, and it's the top 3 that kind of picked themselves. But after that, I thought there's another half a dozen dogs here that there's not a great deal of lot between them on the day, so that made that a little bit difficult. So yeah, I think with me, I'm just going to favour a bigger price one to get myself back to Droopy's trade. But if he can get back to his early Gimcrack form, if he takes to Sheffield like he did then, I think he could be just the wrong price at double figures. But I think once again, the favourites are worthy favourite, and Chelm's Bears are a Cat 1 winner now, and could easily be a dual Cat 1 come the end of this competition. But for me, I'll just go for a bit of value in Droopy's trade each way.
Okay, Andrew, where do you see the winner of the competition coming from?
Probably think Cal's got it right. Romeo Steel, I think, is a worthy favourite for the Anti-Coast for the competition. Just the form it's in. It's run here when it won the 500 in that one-off. It was a really, really impressive run. So, I mean, the concern is the amount of railers in the draw. But I'll side with Romeo Steel. But for a big price one, just purely based on trap draws, and if it gets through, it'll always get its box, would be Timmy's Hunter. 29 dead more round Sheffield's a decent enough run to maybe keep pinching places. So based on the wide seed, that'd be my big price one.
Yeah, no, I must admit, I do like I think Elusive No can go quite deep into the competition, and 20 to 1 each way. You know, you've got a real good sniff if he gets through to the final. I thought one at a decent price was Ballymac Odin. Really unlucky last couple of runs, and you know, if he can come through and get himself into a better position and avoid any trouble, could be that 50 to 1 could be looking quite a big price come this time next week. But that's great. So no, that's great. We've been through all six heats. Cole, will you be with us on Sunday? Will you be here trackside?
No, unfortunately not. I'll be on a plane to America, but no, I'll be back for the final, and Sam will be picking up the reins from Monday. So yeah, it will be. I'll have eyes on it, and messages will be coming through, and I'll get the replays once I land. But no, unfortunately not. But I'd just like to thank the trainers and the owners and that have supported the competition, and entered the dogs. It's we've ended up with a good quality of entry. There were times last week when I really worried that we'd struggle to fill it. But yeah, I was pleased in the end with the quality, and like I say, I appreciate some trainers are coming from a long way, and not so long, but still, it's been well supported. As a sponsor, that's what we're looking for. We want the best dogs in the competitions that we put the money up for, and slightly a bit frustrating that this four cat one's started with a space a few days, but that's something we've had to deal with, and I appreciate it. We've got a decent in the end. We've got a decent competition to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. No, I must admit it's great to where I travel around a lot, as you know, to a lot of different tracks, and there's a lot of trainers that sort of have this in their diary, and it's something they look forward to. And but to actually get the support that we did was very reassuring, and I know that Andrew was really pleased on Wednesday when the final entries all came in, and I think I messaged you, and I thought he'd had a typo when he told me there's 37 entries to start with.
Yeah, we did well. Look, I was a little bit worried, I'll be honest, last week, especially because the lack of trials we had from potential runners. But Monday we had about 14, 15 in the book, so it was already looking promising. I think ended play Tuesday, we had just short of 30. So I'm very happy that we've got a full quota, and I appreciate we've got a full quota as well for a competition what deserves it. And we've got some very nice dogs in there as well. Multiple Cat 1 winners, multiple Cat 1 finalists. So it should make for a good competition, as it always does.
Yeah, great stuff. And I'll be behind the microphone on Sunday, as I will be for the heats, the semi-finals, and the final later on in the month. Carl, look forward to seeing you on finals day. Have a great holiday, and no doubt we'll be talking to each other whilst you're away, and don't have too much of a good time.
Yeah.
Andrew, we'll be here Sunday. We'll be here next on Sunday as well. So we'll be taking everybody through. But we hope you've enjoyed this preview. There will be another preview. In the run up to the semi-finals next week. Sam is going to take the BresBet chair from Carl, and we'll be going through that about the same time next week. So if you join us on the same channel, you will find us here again. But from the three of us, thanks ever so much for taking the time to watch this preview for the heat of the 2025 BresBet Steel City Cup, and we look forward to seeing you either trackside or joining us next time around.